Yeah. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming today. I just want to kind of go over the outlook for the 2015 season. Coming off of last year with 32 wins, playing in the conference finals, going to the regional tournament. We set a lot of program first. The guys should have a lot of confidence going into next season. I'm very excited and proud of what we did last year, but last year is last year, and I'm ready to get into things this year. So I know we've got a strong team back. We only lost 5 seniors from last year's successful team. Two of our pitchers were huge contributors, and 3 of our position players that were big contributors as well. But I think we've recruited in and brought in some transfers that are going to be able to fill those holes for us and take us to the next step of our program. So very excited about it as far as preseason goes right now. You guys are doing a great job. Coaching staff's put together a great winter. We've challenged these guys not only physically but mentally, which I think is an important thing. We've really pressed on the guys, and I think now it's time that they've earned a lot of our trust and our respect, and they've got some toughness to them now, and I think it's ready to just ease things up and get ready for the season. We're only 2 weeks away from today from getting on that bus and heading down to Kentucky State. I know everybody is biting at the bit to get on that bus, especially me right now. I'm very excited to see these guys in action. Couldn't be more proud of where we're at right now as a program and as where those guys are as individuals right now. Love those guys for sure. As far as strength of the team, like I said, I think it's going to come from all facets. We've got a very well-balanced team. I don't think there's any glaring problem within the club right now. We can pitch, we can hit, and we can field. We proved that last year. I think we're not only proven that last year, but we'll be even better in those aspects of the game this year. Coach Bazile, you've tweaked a lot of things. I know with our approach to the plate and some of the drill work we've been doing this year. Why don't you talk about some of the things that we're going to focus on to do better this year and some of the key guys that you have back in the lineup for next year?
Overall, I think what we're going to want to see is more consistency throughout the lineup, 1 through 9. We need to get when you got guys in scoring position, we need to be able to find a way to score those guys, move runners over if we need to bunt them over. Any way that we can manufacture some runs. We got a situation last year sometimes where we get those runners on base and we couldn't score them. So we want to see consistency in that aspect. It's going to be nice. The middle of our lineup is going to be strong. A lot of returners behind the plate. Dylan Yankel, starting catcher for us. He had a good year last year. Expect the same out of him this year. And an even better year, really. At third base, Zach DeCamp. He's going to be in the middle of our lineup. Freshman player of the year, Luke Rayleigh. He'll be a corner outfielder for us. He'll play a little bit of first base. Sean Matthews at shortstop. We're expecting him to have a good year. And also in center field, Aaron Linkard, who's a senior. They all add something to our lineup. And then at first base, too, we have Lou Peterlin, who's going to mix in there a little bit. He'll DH for us, too. So really want to see more consistency throughout the lineup. If we can do that, shorten up, limit our Ks, put the ball in play a little bit more, I think we're going to see positive results.
Absolutely. I think with the guys that you mentioned, along with the transfers and or freshmen that we've plugged into the team for this year, I think we have a great opportunity to be one of the best hitting teams 1 through 9 in the conference. Great blend of speed and power. Some guys that are going to be good at just putting the ball in play and moving runners around, and some other guys are going to be able to come in and really clean things up. So I'm excited to see us develop as an offensive team this year and add even more of that to the element of our team, because last year we got great pitching and defense. I mean, we were top 3 in the conference in defense and pitching just about all year long. A lot of that success is attributed to Coach Marco, our pitching coach, who has put out a great front 4 last year, and of those front 4, I know we got 3 of those guys back, so you got to feel pretty good about going into the season with your starting rotation.
Yeah, like you said, we got 3 of our 4 starters back. One of them, Brad Rayleigh, pitched in the Cape last year. He's one of a very small handful of Division II pitchers in the Cape. He got great experience, a lot of confidence, knowing that he can pitch against guys, some of the best hitters in the country. Coming back to here, he's going to be able to do anything he wants. You got Russ Hogue, who's a 3-year starter for us. He's been very good for us, been very good. And Heath Kelly, who's been very good again. He's been a little bit different. He's been a reliever and a starter for us over his career, and he one of the top 10, really one of the top 5 ERAs in the league last year for the whole year, for the most part. So, the big thing I think with these guys, with those 3 guys right now, is they're all experienced, all older guys that know how to win, and they all know how to win with their good stuff, but they know how to win with their bad stuff. And I think that is the showing of a good pitching staff, when they can win with not their great stuff. Anybody can win with their good stuff. Those guys don't want to win without their good stuff. So I look forward to seeing them, and I think they're gonna have another great year. I expect nothing less than the year that they had last year.
Yeah, and those guys compete, and that's a big part of it too. All 3 of those guys compete. They're mentally tough. What about their physical stuff? What do they do well? What type of pitcher would you say those 3 guys are individually?
Yeah, Brad's probably the hardest thrower of the group. He's going to be 88 to 92. He's a fastball slider guy with a changeup. Throws strikes with all 3 pitches. He knows how to pitch. That's the one thing I think you learned in the Cape this summer too, is knowing how to pitch against the guys, knowing he really has to locate to get these guys out. I mean, he showed it this summer. Pitching is the hitters in the country. Russ Hogue, more of a finesse guy. He's going to get you out changeups and breaking balls. But he, out of all 3, really know how to win with the stuff they're given. And without his best stuff. I mean, he knows how to win. He competes, and I just can't say enough about him, about how much of a competitor he is, and how much he brings to the table when he pitches every day, knowing that he's the guy that we got out there, knowing that we have a chance to win every time he's out there, no matter what the case is. And Heath is the same. Heath is the same way. He's more of a traditional guy, fastball, curveball, changeup guy. Throws a little harder than Russ, but his command is very good, very good. Nothing straight's always moving, and he's able to locate it, and that's why he wins. Again, too, he's another guy that he wins without his best stuff. And all 3 guys do the same thing. They all win without the best stuff, and that will win you a lot of games and take you really far in the season.
Sure. And we've got a slew of guys, I think, too, that can fill those 4 and 5 roles for us. We'll see as the season develops, especially in the early part of the year, which guys step up and solidify themselves into that mix with those other 3 guys. But right now, pitching is very, very deep, and with a deep pitching staff, you're going to have a good bullpen. And last year, we had 2 guys really step up, Brandon Grundy and DJ Stasny, in the bullpen that made all the difference in the world, being able to finish games. And this year, I think you're going to see kind of the same thing. We're going to be deep in pitching. We're going to have good front-end pitching, but we're also going to be able to do it at the back end. So, Coach Morning, I know you've kind of been in the role of the bullpen guy the last year, and has helped out tremendously there, getting guys ready to come into the game with the scouting reports and who's coming up and what to expect and what the situation is they're going into. Talk to me a little bit about which guys you're going to have to work with out of the bullpen this year.
Well, it's going to be awesome having Brandon and all of his experience in the back end of the games. He's not your prototypical closer. You think of a closer, the guy that's going to come in and throw hard and just try to throw it by you, but he's going to mix and match his pitches, throw anything in any count. He's not afraid. He's going to compete his butt off at the back end. I think it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of different choices for those 6, 7, 8 roles that were filled by DJ last year. I think it's that Kyle Fuller, who's a junior for us, who started a little bit last year, is definitely going to have an opportunity to kind of create that as maybe his role for us. And I think 2 sophomores that threw a lot last year, which is very important for them, and Austin Previn and Chris Tomczak are going to be guys that are going to compete for those spots too. It's definitely going to feel a lot better as a coaching staff knowing that there's 3 or 4 guys capable of filling that one or 2 roles at the back end. So it gives you a lot more flexibility moving down the road, especially deeper in the season.
Yeah, it's going to be challenging as a coaching staff just to figure this thing out. Everything develops as the season goes and we really get into it. But right now, it's a tough decision to make on who's going to end up in the starting rotation and who's going to end up in the bullpen. I mean, we've added some very, very good recruiting's been strong, as it always has been, I think, here. And the freshmen that we added this year, there's a couple guys in particular that I think are going to be dominant arms as the years go by in this conference. And then even the addition of a junior college transfer who's going to be able to throw out of the pen and kind of, give a different look than what some other guys are used to maybe seeing from our main guys there. but also from a defensive standpoint, you could not only got to throw strikes and give your team an opportunity to win, but you also got to field behind those guys. And I think defensively, up the middle right now, Sean Matthews, as Coach Bazil mentioned before, is going to be solid for us and steady at short. Austin Bobenzi is one of the best unknown gloves probably in the conference right now. He's going to have the chance to play some second base this year. And then we've got a lot of guys on the bench that can play middle infield too that are very strong. Some guys from last year like Tyler Commit and some very good freshmen. And then the outfield, I think we'll have one of the most talented and most athletic outfields with Luke Raley, freshman player of the year last year, and Aaron Lindgren, a two-sport stud athlete here at the school, and has had a lot of success as a player here too. So with those two guys and a battle going on for that third spot, with some sophomores, Tarosi, Lind, and Diani, I think all battling for that spot, and a mix again of some freshman guys that can get it done. We should be very, very athletic and very good defensively this year too. And even at the corners, where you think you just want more hitting to come from. I think guys like Cale Giddings, Lou Peterlin, and Zach DeCamp have come a long way as defenders too. And then behind the plate, which is a big thing too. We've got some depth there too. Dylan Yankel leading the charge, Darren Sackett, a freshman, Rucker Lukey, with a lot of experience too. So it should be a battle back there as well. But overall, I think that the season outlook looks great. I know you guys believe in the team as much as I do, and I think the guys believe in themselves this year. That's going to be the biggest difference, is just believing it. So again, thank you guys for everything you're doing, and thanks for your time today. Let's get it done this year. Tiberius, did you have something that you wanted to say?